Hello friends, and welcome to this 10th edition of the Miscellany for 2021. I'm Mike Birmingham. This week we look back on some classic motorcycles. We hear part 2 of some things parents in Ireland would have said to their kids back in the day, but not so much anymore. We ask, what is the web series People of Lisbon about? See a groundhog do some sport, and look at life when the pandemic is over. First, to our brain teaser. And this one asks, what gets smaller when ideas grow? Have a think, the answer to come at the end. Back now to some vintage pictures. Here's a photo from 1914 of motorbike pioneers William Harley and Arthur Davidson. The Harley Davidson is a much sought after motorcycle to this day. To 1939 now, and using an idea no doubt borrowed from a tank, here is what was called a tracked motorcycle. Now, a monowheel has one wheel and is similar to a unicycle. This motorized version is being driven by an Indiana Jones looking gentleman, and he does look like he's in control. Now, a carriage motorcycle was a novel idea and probably led to the motorcycle and sidecar. Never before has the car in sidecar been so literal. This eye-twisting design by French motorcyclist Francois Norek took over 10 years to make, but I think it was worth it. Now, back in 1958, my own father, Patrick Birmingham, loved his Norman Nippy motorcycle, made by the company Norman in the UK. And that was the same year that the humble Honda 50 debuted, and 30 years later in 1988, it was my first motorized transport. Couldn't afford the tax or insurance on a car, so a motorbike it had to be, and the cheapest motorcycle at the time I could get my hands on was one of those, and it was a great little mover. Well, they're still hugely popular today, with clubs of enthusiasts worldwide. Some Irish nostalgia now. Some events from this week back in time include March 8th, 1959, Aidan Quinn, film actor, is born in Chicago of Irish parents. March 10th, 1945, the birth of Donal Lunny, the founder of Planxty, the Bothy Band and Moving Hearts. March 10th, 2003, the National Aquatic Centre opens in Abbottstown, Dublin. This water park, with its 8 different fun rides and attractions, is one of the most high-tech in Europe, and the pool complex is one of the most advanced Olympic standard facilities in the world. March 11th, 1964, Shane Ritchie, actor and game show host, is born Shane Roach to Irish parents in London. March 13th, 1960, the birth of Adam Clayton, the bass player with U2. A couple of weeks back, we looked at some things parents in Ireland would have said to their kids back in the day, but rarely, if at all, they're used now. Well, it was such a long list we couldn't do them all at once. So here's part 2. You might remember a few of these. If Johnny threw himself in the fire, would you do the same? I've told you 1,000 times. Say pardon, not what. You'll take somebody's eye out with that. Did you go to Mass? Then who was the priest who said Mass? Oh, it'll all end in tears. Get away from the television. You'll get yourself square eyes. Is she the cat's mother? Back in my day. As long as you're under my roof, ... When you're paying the bills, you can do whatever you like. And finally, quiet. I can't hear myself think. There's a third one to come of these, and we'll do those in a week or two time. What are some of your favourites? Question of the week now. What is People of Lisbon? This is a video series by Irishman Stephen O'Regan with the help of photographer Rita Ansom, showcasing the lives of people from various countries with different occupations who are now living in Lisbon. Their video collection is now being seen on TAP Air Portugal flights as part of their entertainment service. Stephen went to film school in New York when he was younger and had ambitions to become a proper filmmaker after that. he produced a notable short movie called They're Made Out of Meat, starring stand-up comedian Ben Bailey and X-Files star Tom Noonan. Here's a clip.
They're made out of meat.
Meat?
There's no doubt about it. We picked up several from different parts of the planet, took them aboard our recon vessels and probed them all the way through. They are completely meat.
It's impossible.
They're Made Out of Meat. It is on YouTube. Later, Stephen was to move into the online world of the startup after he created a music website called Balcony TV. Every day would film bands, he would, on his apartment balcony in Dublin. This led to balconies all across the world joining in on the project. And Balcony TV itself lasted an incredible 12 years, which is a long time in the world of online video. Well, Rita Anson, she is a lady who graduated with a diploma in photography back in 2008 in Riga, Latvia, joining forces with Stephen to pursue this latest project, People of Lisbon. Stephen has said that Lisbon is always a city that surprises and feels that this is a part of the magic that attracts travellers to settle there. Just like Balcony TV, perhaps this series will become international, with People editions from New York, London, Paris, Dublin and more locations. We wish them both well in their video series, and all their work is available to view on YouTube, where to this time they have made 20 videos, 7 of which are in Portuguese and are featuring people from Lisbon. And now to video. Well, this year's Groundhog Day in the US had to be a virtual event owing to the pandemic. You may remember the movie starring Andy McDowell and Bill Murray. What a movie, Groundhog Day. But in any event, that got me wondering what these industrious groundhogs get up to in their spare time. It seems the answer is a spot of curling. I want him on my team. Now, I haven't tried pole dancing myself, but I do hear that some people are big fans of the art. Just make sure if you're installing the required pole that you use a proper tradesman, or else face this. Yes, the word ouch does come to mind. Our brain teaser answer, what gets smaller as ideas grow. Did you get it? Yes, it was a pencil. And now, the final word, quote or affirmation, words of comfort and inspiration. People often forget that kindness is free. And when all this is over and sanity is restored, don't take life for granted, as we did before. When all this is over, the clouds will all clear. Take hold of your loved ones, hug and hold them near. When all this is over, we'll hear the birds sing, listen to their melodies, the joy that they bring. When all this is over and children can play, let them wild and free to make up for lost days. When all this is over, remember the brave, who wore scrubs and gowns, and the countless they saved. That from Eddie Reed. So a couple of things I found of interest over the last week. Hope you enjoyed looking in, and if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment below. We're on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Look out for one another. Thanks for watching. Be safe and be well, and until next time, bye bye for now.
From the home studio of Michael Birmingham.